put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome to Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates Morning Show, your one and only Youth Wednesday morning show. We are live here in Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago, and I'm your favorite youth host, Dwayne Nurse.
And I'm Luke Trim, and viewers, we are live on MNE TV and we're coming live to you from the Port Mall. Viewers, today is an excellent morning despite the weather, so we hope that you all are tuning in, you have everything ready, you just sit back, relax and just enjoy your vibes. I'm also joined by...
Lewis. Good morning, viewers. What a wonderful cold morning it is. I really hope that everyone is enjoying the weather, being safe in the weather.
I can't enjoy it here the way in which I want to enjoy it, but...
You want it to be in your bed?
I wouldn't say.
So Dwayne, what has been happening?
Well, I see a lot of things been happening in this space pertaining to this, the Miss Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, yes, I think I saw that.
We saw some people winning, we saw some people getting accolades, crossing the stage. We also saw some
very own Tobagonian. Yes, I think I saw that.
Complaining that or claiming that she was victimized and she was sabotaged. I don't know if there's any real merit to it, but as time progresses, we will see the full details of things as people investigate the claims.
And also, Black Panther is coming out soon. Kaylee, how you feel about that, Kaylee?
Listen,
so definitely excited.
Ladies and gentlemen, Luke made it a point that we must discuss Black Panther coming up this.
But we have to. Our very own Winston Duke is there. You know, that's what Tobago blood in the movie.
Yes.
I don't want to miss it for nothing. I don't want to miss that.
So when are you gonna watch it?
Soon.
Kelly, you plan to watch it?
Yeah, definitely.
You should make it a date. You can make it a plan. Tobago Updates could probably just cover it. And
that's a
good idea.
You could go in for free.
Yeah, that's
good idea. I agree.
Let's not cover it in Tobago because movie talking Tobago.
I don't know. That's real sometimes.
No, I went there yesterday to watch a movie. Thursday to Sunday they're opening.
Oh my!
Well, so I think we need to go to Gemstone in Woodbrook. I think that's a really nice movie.
Talk about bougie.
Yeah, it's really bougie. I think we should go there.
Is that the one that gives you the wine glass and things?
It gives you the full package, the full service. You could lie down in the theater. You don't have to sit down. That's proper thing for you.
Lie down and hold hands and thing.
That's the romance movie.
All right. You give me this. Anyway, guys, that is it for the banter. I want to go straight over to Kaylee with news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Dwayne and Luke. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Wednesday, 11th November 2022. Minority Leader Kelvon Morris raised questions about the financial health of the THA after receiving complaints from workers about the non-payment of salaries. In a Facebook Live video, Morris claimed that URP workers did not receive salaries for several fortnights in some cases, while other public servants received late salaries. The minority leader said the situation is unacceptable, especially in light of the THA spending approximately $15 million to host the Tobago Carnival. He called on the THA to prioritize the social stability of Tobagonians and ensure workers get their salaries on time. In other news, Chief Secretary Fali Augustine said the THA is making invaluable connections at the World Travel Market in London that would otherwise be difficult or costly. Augustine is hoping to position Tobago as the untouched, unspoiled destination in the Caribbean instead of competing with more tourism-developed islands in the region. Already, the THA announced the construction of a new hotel in the Kilgwen Bay area and the opening of Manta Lodge Resort in the coming weeks. Additionally, the THA made headway in talks with airlines to increase airlift to destination Tobago. The Chief Secretary led a 9-member delegation to the World Travel Market, including Tourism Secretary Tashia Boris. And nationally, Tutor President Martin Lumpkin warned teachers against intervening in fights between students. This warning comes after a video circulated on social media depicting a principal being tossed around after trying to part a fight at a secondary school. Lumpkin instead called on the Minister of Education to position security officers on the school's compound to handle violent situations. He also stated that schools should not be held ransom to students who continue to disrupt schools and engage in violent behavior. That was your news in 90 seconds. It's back to you, Dwayne and Luke.
Thank you very much, Kaylee, for that, as usual, excellent reading of the news. So, Dwayne, we have some birthdays today.
Oh, we do have quite a lot of birthdays today. You want to start them off with the birthdays?
Sure. So, first on all this, we have Jenny Richardson Bruce. A happy birthday to you. I think, yes, this is a teacher from Signal Hill Secondary School.
Oh, yes. She's very much known in this space.
Yes. Who's next?
Next, we have Ayinde Martin. A happy birthday goes out to you from the Tobago Updates team. Wishing you a happy birthday. And
Sparkle Alexander John. Happy birthday to you, coming from the Tobago Updates family. And next, we have Dilson Clark. A happy birthday goes out to you, my brother, and Desron, sorry. Then next we have Colleen Clark Boyer, pronounced Boyer, right? Yes, so, you know, happy birthday to you, a very happy birthday to you.
And finally, we have Steve Alexander. Happy birthday goes out to you from Drama Mama, Papa Drama of the ISCF Tobago. And we have this birthday is just coming in. Let me just check the name quickly. All right, the last minute with these birthdays, man. They put me on the spot, man.
Yeah, but well, Jackie look hard, though.
Yeah, Jackie look hard. But who is this gentleman? Mr. Dion Daniel. Happy birthday goes out to you. Dappa. I feel his name should be Dappa instead of Dion. Goes out to you from the Tobago Updates family.
And we have a next new one. We have a lot of birthdays today.
Yeah, we do.
Mr. Sharon Clark, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
All right, I think that's it for birthdays today. Any more surprises? Right, I think
it doesn't look so, right? So we get through.
Yes. So, on those who we did not see, and all our viewers who are celebrating birthdays today, we want to wish you a happy birthday. Enjoy the day, although it's wet. Go and get something hot with a loved one. Eat a pizza, get cake. You don't always have to wait on gifts. Go and get it yourself. Enjoy yourself. Look, Sunday I was in Scarborough licking ice cream by myself.
By yourself?
By myself. Yes, and I enjoyed that. I don't have a problem with that. You know, you need to spend some time with self.
Self-love.
You know, self-love is great. Right? So, that's it for them this morning. What do we have for the rundown?
Well, Dwayne, today we have an excellent layout today. First, we'll be starting off with Lyndon Lashley. That's a community-oriented police charity event he'll be coming to speak on. Next, we will be talking about 300 Mighty Men of Valor. So, you know, the viewers, stick around for that. I think it's something everybody should participate in. And then we will be heading down to Fairways. We'll be heading down to Fairways for a lovely interview with the owner and manager.
Hold on. So why are we not going down to Fairways?
Well, we will be there virtually in this virtual spirit, but we're gonna watch.
I hope the person doing the interview brings back goodies for us to eat.
Goodies.
Right? I just want the corn and the fish, please. Thanks.
And lastly, we have Desi Allen, a singer and songwriter. Yes. So, you know, it's a good layout today. Yes. So I hope our viewers have to just sit back and relax and just take us in.
Yes, and according to the Inter-Island ferry services, sit back, relax, and enjoy the high-speed catamaran experience. We'll be right back. Remember to
share the life, share the life, share the life.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago.
Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your life can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you. Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Mamai Lakai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamai Lakai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level.
Oh God, oh gosh, all you catch me? Well, we know it's the Tobago Carnival weekend. So right now, I winding down low to low discounts at American stores. Remember, anything can be yours.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Rest assured helped me to cope with the unexpected, provides financial help for final expenses. Rest assured, the affordable financial comfort plan, Tatil Life, guaranteed protection.
Excel Spa by Haley, where our highly trained staff are ready to deliver the top-class services in facial massages, waxing, nail enhancement and body treatment. We are ideally located at Cuckoo Avenue, Switzerland, Tobago. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TripAdvisor, or you can call us on 730-0149. Excel Spa by Haley. Relax, renew, and rejuvenate.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place
What is
to
your
place.
profession? I Walk with Pastor is looking for 300 mighty men of valor. We stand in support of our men from all facets of society. On a Sunday 20th November from 5:30 a.m., we walk for 6 kilometers, that is from the Shore Park Hard Court to Orkinskjöld and back. Flex those muscles in the Macho Man competition and cool down with aerobics. Lots of prizes in store, so sign up at the Esplanade on Monday 14th and Thursday 17th of November from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. 2-for-1 t-shirt special for all males signing up. Registration costs only $20. Whether you walk, ride or run, let's support these mighty men of valor. Sunday 20th November 2022. Let's do this.
Welcome back, viewers, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Now, for our Bible lovers, you would have heard about the story of Gideon and his 300 mighty men. Here on set to talk about their own version of their 300 mighty men of valor, we have Miss Nicola, English newsman, referred to as Pastor Nicola, and Janelle Simon Archie. A special morning to you all, and how are you all doing?
Good morning, Luke. Good morning, Tobago. I'm fine. I'm very happy to be here.
What about you, Pastor?
I am blessed to be here.
Loving the energy. So with International Men's Day coming up, can you tell our viewers and our listeners what International Men's Day is really about?
Well, this year, International Men's Day, we are celebrating the young men, bringing awareness to men and their well-being. As a result, we think that health is important. The walk is a very significant where that is concerned. We are looking at the young men, supporting the older men. So we are inviting, all men, young, old, the little ones, the babies in the pram, bring them, all the men.
All right, so the walk. What is the walk all about? Because I saw the video looked really, really interesting. So tell us in lieu what that walk is about.
All right. Well, the walk is about us understanding, as Janelle said, our support for men and support for each other. Now, on this walk, what it's going to be is a 6K walk. Now, it's not very far. It's like 6.4. Right, and after this, not just a walk, we'll be having an aerobics cool down and the Macho Man competition. All right, now that part is just for men, but the walk and the cool down, the women will also be involved. So as we're there in our walk now, we want to be able to show men in their full prowess. Men like to flex their muscles, so we want to give the opportunity for the men to do so. So that is basically what the walk will entail. All right.
Lovely. The title, 300 Mighty Men of Valor, that is a very powerful title, a powerful theme to go along with this walk. So what exactly is the significance of this walk?
The significance of this walk is for us to support men. We're looking at men who are spiritual warriors. We are looking for men who have battled cancer, prostate and testicular cancer, and have won the battle. We are walking for men who are single fathers, who have pushed against the status quo. We are also working for men in the protective service, in the health sectors, businessmen, all men. So the significance of this walk is to support our men of all walks of life.
And it's excellent that you all are actually giving support to men. Because we live in a society where things, I think our men are pushed aside and just taught to be tough. You don't show emotions. Your purpose is just be a man.
Right.
But now that we are having this segment, we having this 300 Mighty Men of Valor, to celebrate our men and those who have survived and went through all those trials and tribulation. I think it's a really good initiative.
Thank you.
So, what are you planning to accomplish with this walk? What is the end goal? What is that end game?
All right. Well, the accomplishment is actually twofold. So we want to recognize. We want to let the men know that we recognize you. We recognize that there are men who are not as the normal narrative will be. You know, men good for nothing, men are dogs. No, we recognize that they are true men of valor right here in Tobago. You know, men who are hardworking, men who make a lot of sacrifices, men with great integrity. And we want to say here in our Tobago community, we want to say to the folks that Tobago has that type of man. Tobago men are men of valor, not just men of valor, mighty men of valor. So we recognize them. The second part of it is that we want to reassure the men. You know, as you also know, this month we also look at mental challenges within men, and men need that sort of support, sometimes due to financial crisis, health challenges, personal situation that men are going through. We want to say to the men, hey, we want to reassure you that you can make it, you can get through this, and we are here with you as women. We are also here with you. Other men are there with you, supporting, and for the younger men will know that they have mentors who are available and want to walk with them and work with them as we navigate life's challenges. Men must know they have a man or a woman in their corner, no matter the situation.
From this theme, from us speaking here, I would have gathered that support is one of the main goals for this whole event. However, besides the walk, where are some places men and young boys can find support in Tobago?
Okay, well, we have, there are two places where we are partnering for this. We have the Single Fathers Association with Mr. Rondell Fields. I know it's mainly based in Trinidad, but he's also establishing something right here in Tobago. We have also the B-Men.
Yes. The
Yes, and you know, B-Men allows with Michael Stewart to allow men really, we can come together. Men can come together now with the man can come together and find support with each other. You know, Mr. Michael Jones and Mr. Michael Stewart and Mr. Brian Jones, who are also part of that. So those are the sort of things we are partnering with. Also, as you know, there's also the church, and within each church, even you have men's support group, and we want the men to know that in their church it's not just to coming together for services, but you can come together for social activities, whether you go fishing together, walking together, running, riding, whatever it is, activities that will elevate and not degrade. So yes, the men in Tobago can find support.
Lovely. You would have mentioned people you're collaborating with, and they sound like powerful people.
Yes, indeed.
Are there any sponsors you have with this event also you want to name or you want to thank as you're here?
Yes, I can do some, and she can. We have Sobers Sports, who is one of our sponsors. We have R&R Lears, yeah, that's the name. We have Double B Enterprises. We also have
several sponsors.
A lot. We have
the hardware.
So many workers, so many supporters. We have the hardware like Sing Hardware and TK Hardware. They would have come on board and they would have said, yes, this is something we want to be a part of. We want to sponsor. So we have a lot of supporters. We have a lot of sponsors.
Yes. We don't want to forget, of course, the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection, who is one of our main sponsors throughout for this program. They would have supported in the Walk with her, which we had in March, and I know many persons were a part of that walk and that experience, and they're here again supporting because of course they believe in the men and believe that we can do great things for the men. We have Viewport Supermarket, and I know Double B was already mentioned. There's Paradise Store that is also supporting. Everybody seems to just want to come together and to help. Many times we have activities, it was just for the women, but this is going to be different. We want to say, men, we have you, and we are walking with you, we are walking for you, and we really want to do this together. So I really want to thank our sponsors and those who wish to also want to be part of it. Maybe you listen and say, I would like to sponsor maybe somebody to be on the walk. You can contact us.
Right. So before I get into further contact details, you would have mentioned some prizes, and the Tobago enemy wants to know what are some of those prizes.
By Mansam, which I forgot to mention. Mansam, that would be, what's the name of that? We so call him Mansam because he's a member of our church, right? Brother Mansam, right. So we have a lot of attractive prizes for the men, for the Macho Man competition, and also we're looking for like walkers. This year we're not going to have the aerobics as a competition, but just as a cool down, warm down. So no, we won't be giving prizes for that. But like young walkers, young men, you know, young boys who would have registered early and coming to walk, or the oldest man that is registered, they will be also receiving prizes. So it's there. The prizes are really, really attractive.
Really and of course, we must not forget Republic Bank, who will be sponsoring the cash prizes.
Yes.
All right. So there are also cash prizes available. There's going to be something for everybody. And that is why we want to reassure individuals that when you come out, you're not just, you will leave with something. You will say, wow, this has been one of the best walks I've ever been on. And so, yes, we want to assure the public that it's going to be great. Prizes and surprises.
300 Mighty Men of Valor. It sounds like an interesting event. So, last question. How can people register and contact you all?
All right. On Monday, the 14th of November, we will be at the Esplanade from 4 to 6. And we are there again on Thursday, the 17th of November from 4 to 6 as well, where persons can come to register. Registration is only $20. You can come with a partner. So it's, you know, like you go to the store and you buy one, get one free. Well, you know how everybody likes things free. So we have the jerseys. You bring a partner, you register for $20. You buy the jersey for $100 and you get another one free. So that's it. You could also online, we have a link.
Yes, bit.ly, bit.ly 300 Mighty Men. You can click and register. And once you see the flyer out, you just need to scan the flyer and you can also register there. Now, what is very important about the registration process, I know Janelle mentioned it, for the Monday and the Thursday, is that if you can pre-register online so that when you come, you can have your stuff in order already, so that your name, the t-shirts are limited. So even though we have for the one, buy one, get the other one free, it's only for the first 100 persons. All right, there are many persons who've already signed up, and we want to encourage individuals to click on the link, get registered, sign up, be part of, and bring a man.
Lovely. So, Pastor Newsome and Miss Janelle, I want to thank you all for joining us today. It was a very informative segment. I think I might jump out in the 300 Mighty Men of Valor.
Yes, we are looking forward to seeing
you there. Doing along with me, so I think we will be there. So, I want to thank you again, viewers. That was an excellent segment. So, remember to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back after this break.
Spartans! What is your profession?
I Walk with Pastor is looking for 300 mighty men of valor. We stand in support of our men from all facets of society. On a Sunday 20th November from 5:30 a.m., we walk for 6 kilometers, that is from the Shore Park Hard Court to Oakenscure and back. Flex those muscles in the Macho Man competition and cool down with aerobics. Lots of prizes in store, so sign up at the Esplanade on Monday 14th and Thursday 17th of November from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. 2-for-1 t-shirt special for all males signing up. Registration costs only $20. Whether you walk, ride or run, let's support these mighty men of valor. Sunday 20th November 2022. Let's do this.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Was a while before Christmas, and all through the land, people was putting away house with very little money in hand. They was painting and cleaning and doing their chores, but I went to hunt for deals at American stores. Deals on living and dining room sets, on fridges and stoves, beds and cabinets, on washers and dryers, small appliances cheap, even TVs and stereos, prices just can't be beat. So let's Christmas together at American stores. After all, what they tell me, anything could be yours.
Anything can be yours at American stores. Never ever worry, don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry if your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry, what I'm saying is true. So just consider, Tatil will always be here for you.
Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Update Youth Morning Show. Today we'll be taking a virtual trip to Fairways Restaurant and Golf Club. On Sunday, we spoke with owner and manager Stacia Lindsay, who is a young entrepreneur in the Tobago space. Fairways would have celebrated 5 years of existence on Sunday, and Stacia Lindsay would have taken us, she gave us a journey through her experience as an entrepreneur throughout those 5 years. So let's take it to the video with Miss Stacia Lindsay of the Fairways Restaurant and the Golf Club. So viewers, today we're here at the Fairways Restaurant and Golf Club located at the Magdalena Grand Compound. We're here today to talk with Miss Stacia Lindsay, who is a young entrepreneur, the face behind the business. Today Fairways is celebrating their 5th year anniversary, and we just want to hear from Miss Lindsay what it's like to be an entrepreneur, talk about some of the challenges that she would have faced and what motivates her to be here today. Today we're complimented by this beautiful background. Can you start by telling us a little bit about it? What's the inspiration behind it? What do you think the purpose of it is?
It's the perfect marketing strategy. Everyone wants to post a photo on social media, so why not do a backdrop?
Okay, great. And so today, Fairways is celebrating 5 years, right? As the owner, young entrepreneur, can you tell us what emotions you're experiencing right now?
My emotions are just all over the place. I'm just happy to actually celebrate this milestone because not many entrepreneurs can reach this far, and I'm just grateful and blessed to reach this milestone in my life and in business.
Okay, great. That's so good to hear. Very amazing. Because I mean, being a young entrepreneur, especially in a small island like Tobago, you know, you face a lot of challenges. So to hear that, you know, you feel blessed that you're able to overcome all the challenges, that's really amazing to hear. But can you tell us some of the challenges that you would have experienced since you started this business?
Challenges every day, multiple challenges every day. And what I have in the back of my head that will always be my go-to, God doesn't give his soldiers challenges that he knows that can't overcome them. You know, so every day, being in business, every day you will overcome, you will get challenges, but it's up to you to know if it is you, because if you're fit for this or not, you know, and every day it gives me that drive to just continue and go on, continue all the time.
Okay, so speaking of drive and motivation, you spoke about God being one of your motivators. Can you tell us who else motivates you, who else inspires you?
My parents.
Your parents.
I grew up in business because of my dad. He had a business. I think he's in the business since 16 years now. When I left school, I went straight into the business. And he taught me every day to work hard for everything I have, work hard. And if anything I put my mind to, I can achieve it. And I knew then I wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I worked towards that. And here I am now.
Okay, so aside from Fairways being famous for, you know, food and drinks, persons often host a lot of events here. Can you tell us some of the events that you would have hosted in the past?
We hosted a lot of weddings, birthday parties, christenings, and just recently we did a couple carnival events. Basically, Fairways has become an event hub. We have the space, we have the environment, we just have everything here. Why not? So what I'm doing now is trying to push Fairways as a place where you could host a lot of different events, and so far so good. Especially for the Christmas season that's coming up, we have a lot of Christmas groups celebrating Christmas dinners and stuff like that. So yeah, we anticipate a very busy Christmas season.
Okay, great. That's a very excellent way to secure the bag, not only focusing on one aspect only, but, opening the business to many streams of income.
The bills has to be paid.
Very, very true. So persons engage in business ventures for varying reasons. What inspired you to start your business? What inspired the name, the location, things like that?
Firstly, my personality, I always wanted to be a boss. So that's the first thing. And the opportunity arises when my dad got a phone call saying this place was available. And he spoke to me, and I took the opportunity to say, let's go and see this. And I thought it was this perfect space. And my ideas just kept bursting, So I said, okay, you know what? Let me take that leap of faith and try my hand. And that's what I did. And it's been the best thing ever.
Okay, great. So you spoke about your dad getting a phone call, right? What networking opportunities have you had access to since you've started the business? Persons that you met that would have pointed you in a direction that, had something that would have positively impacted the business.
Being in business so far, it's meeting a lot of people, and that has been very instrumental to me as well, because you just have to interact and network, and it takes you places. Since I've been in business, I've traveled so many places because of being my own boss. So it also gives me that drive to do more and to also travel to learn more. So when I do travel and I come back, that is when I want to put that into my business. So so that's basically it.
Okay, so we are transitioning out of the pandemic. This is one of the first Christmases in 2 years that we are able to spend outside with loved ones without having any restrictions. A lot of businesses had to close down during the pandemic. What caused your business to stay open? What was the driving force? What strategy did you use?
This pandemic forced me to step out of my comfort zone and step out of the box. So what I did was, persons had to stay home. So I had to come up with a way where my product has to go to them. So I did a drive-through takeaway service. I did a lot of specials, and that basically kept me going. And luckily, because I'm so blessed, and thank God, I pray a lot. I'm a praying person, why I think I'm still in business. And I stayed very motivated, sacrifices, and I'm not a person that just gives up easy.
Okay, so you mentioned 3 things there: innovation, motivation, and being determined as an entrepreneur. So definitely sacrifices as well.
Definitely.
Some traits that entrepreneurs need to have. So transitioning out of the pandemic, what changes have you made in terms of operation?
Well, I hired a lot more staff because business has been getting a lot more busier. And I'm just happy to be, as they say, outside again. A lot of people are celebrating different things and coming together. So I'm just happy that things are back to normal, so business could be back to normal.
Okay, great. And what motivation or encouragement would you give to someone else out there who perhaps wants to start a business? They're not sure how to start, where to start.
Make sure it's something that you love and enjoy. Don't just go into a business because you think that it makes money. If you don't enjoy what you do, it would make any sense. I enjoy this. This is what I grew up in, and I grew to love it. I think that's why I'm still in it. But it doesn't come over like a job to me. It's a hobby.
All right, so we're fresh out of the carnival season. How did carnival affect business? Earlier on, you would have mentioned hosting shows for carnival. But in terms of, persons coming to the island and, persons coming here for lunch, dinner, etc., how did the carnival season affect business here at Fairways?
For the carnival season, I was not expecting it to be extremely busy because I assume persons would have been celebrating the carnival. But it was very profitable. A lot of persons came, not really to dine, but we did a lot of takeaway orders. And I hosted maybe 2 or 3 events, and it was good. The carnival season was good, and I'm actually anticipating next year.
So from the restaurant's very popular Instagram, I would have seen that you, the business owner, you made a lot of connections with soca artists. So in the past, they would have had events here, and they continue to come here to host their events and, lime and chill and things like that. What do you think influences their drive or their motivation to keep coming to Fairways?
I believe the good vibes, good energy. Fairways is basically out of the hustle and bustle. The environment is just classy and clean. So I think that the venue says it all.
Okay, so what is your ultimate goal for Fairways?
Fairways needs and has to be the #1 restaurant in Tobago.
Wonderful. And as you celebrate your 5th year anniversary, what message do you have for your customers?
I just want my customers to know that I appreciate them so much. Because of them, why I'm still in operation now, and I just want to say thank you for the continued support and blessings.
All right, and is there anybody or persons that you would like to shout out, persons who would have contributed to the success of your business?
My family, which is my backbone. I just want them to know that I appreciate them, and I do see them. I do see the support, I feel the support, and I'm very, very grateful for them. I also want to thank God for helping me to get this far in business.
Okay, so Miss Stacia Lindsay, on behalf of the Tobago Updates family, we just want to congratulate you for being such a successful entrepreneur. Celebrating 5 years of existence is really a remarkable achievement. So congratulations, and continue to do what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So viewers, that was Miss Stacia Lindsay, owner of Fairways Restaurant and Golf Club, talking to us about her journey as an entrepreneur. We'll be right back as we go to a short break. Please remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
A good relation is a relation based on trust. You're too jealous and suspicious, it's outrageous and ridiculous. You would never listen up about it. Listen up about it. I said I'll wait. Let's have a good time.
Our national borders, our first step to security, but a possible access point for guns, drugs, crime. If it does not look right, do the right thing. Call Crime Stoppers anonymously. 800-8477. Report possible border crime.
Welcome to the March Parfait Day Spa and Wellness Center, your premier spa experience located at Bonaccord, Tobago. Visit us today for facials, cellulite treatments, body contours, body treatments, pedicures, manicures, and much more. We have gift cards for all occasions and corporate events. Connect with us on Facebook at Le March Parfait Day Spa or call us 273-7772.
If you see or know about a crime, report a crime safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. You can play your part safely and anonymously. Report a crime. Earn a reward. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. Be a hero. Champion. Fearless citizen. Be a crime stopper safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime.
Advertise with Tobago updates. Call 284-6597. If you have a small or large business, we can get your information in front of the masses. Reach our rapidly growing viewership on Facebook and YouTube. Promote your brand in Trinidad and the Caribbean through M&E TV Now and Gayel. Yes, we can build unique ads for your business. Call now 284-6597 and advertise with us.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning.
Yo, Sonny. Bring back the love from long ago. The love from Tobago that we used to know. Remember, there was a time we had enough love in the place, when we never used to have no crime, only few little incidents. Me at about 79, all up to 98. Before man start chat online and upload on the internet. But a generation raise up now, and everything just change up now. Violence them a praise up now. Where cause this man I go share that now. More marriages a break up now, and the murder rate it their way up now. If we not shape up now, disaster go come mash the place up now. Bring back the love from long ago.
Welcome back to Youth Wednesdays and Tobago Updates Morning Show. We are here sharing the love, bringing back the love. We are here talking, having a discussion with Ms. Desi, Mr. Allen this morning. We are going to dissect the song, listen to it, and we're going to talk about Bring Back the Love. Good morning to you, Mr. Desi.
Yeah, morning, brother, morning.
How you doing?
Yeah, me good, man. Me good.
You see, guys, one of the reasons why I am pleased to have this discussion with Mr. Desi this morning is because Mr. Desi is a roots man. He's from Charlottesville, all the way from Charlottesville. Very talented young man. Well, he's older than me, but he's still young, right? He sticks to the roots, Tobago roots, right? And if you listen to the song, he used the Tobago Creole and the dialect very well. So, what inspired you to get into music, Brother Desi?
Well, it was like, what to say, I didn't really choose music, and it was like music chose me. Because I grew up in an environment where I was always bombarded by music. My father was a Rasta man back in the days as a youth, and he would always play the old reggae songs from like Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, and Culture. And so I was bombarded by music. So from an early age, I learned how to make songs, how to structure it, and verse, chorus, and bridge, and that kind of stuff. Now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We have heard a lot of music, that is made locally, and you would realize that most of it mimics outside influences, the phonics and the whole Americanized dialect. But you stuck to the roots of using your Tobago Creole. Why is that?
Well, to be honest, I recognize from an early age, from growing up, you will seldom or probably none at all hear Tobago language in music. Right? Not even in drama and movies and so on, you will hardly hear that. And one of the ways to empower people is for people to hear about themselves now. You see, if we constantly continue to hear Trinidadians, continue to hear Americans, and I have nothing against Trinidadians or Americans, but if you continue to hear these people, you have a tendency to idolize them and want to be. So to empower Tobagonians, you must make them realize, hey, your language is just right up there, just as any other language in the world. You know what I mean?
Right,
Yeah,
right,
man.
right. So, what inspired you to name the song "Bring Back the Love"?
Well, the contents of the song, the content of the song speaks for itself. You know, clearly when you look at what is happening in the world today, you know, and even in Tobago, you can see that that love is really diminishing. You know, morality is decaying, and I said to myself, I must make a song to inspire people to go back to that place where God wants us to be.
All right, all right. We don't have much time, as I was told.
Oh, okay.
But you know, who was the producer, the persons that, you know, engineered the song for you?
Well, boy, everything was done by me. You know, I have a son, a super talented son. Well, both of them, they are both talented.
Right.
I have two talented sons, right, in various fields. But the one that did the music, Sani, the oldest, he's an excellent producer, you know what I mean? Better than a lot of producers who are around for a long time. So he did the production, the musical production, and he also edited the video. He did some of the shooting too. My other son, Amari, better known as Biggie, he did some of the shooting also in Charlotte. So everything was done at home, you know, in our studio at home.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And moving back to the contents of the song and the theme, the name of the song. You know, what about Tobago that we have so drifted so far from? Highlight some of these social issues in this song.
Well, boy, clearly you could see that, as I mentioned, that even in the second verse, I spoke about the village police. I remember growing up, I grew up in Charlottesville, and police back in the days used to be friendly, nice people. I mean, yeah, they will stand for the principle and the rules, but you know, they used to interact in such a lovely way with the community. But when you look at what is happening today, especially in Trinidad, and certain environment around Tobago, you can see where people are detached from police and people don't trust police anymore. And that's a big social problem right there.
Yeah, and hence the reason why this song is themed "Bring Back the Love."
Yeah.
You know, it's very relative to today's issues, because you have a lot of people fighting on each other. You know, we were having a conversation outside, and you know, we were talking about the authentic Tobago, and you know, where Tobago is and where it can be. You know, just want to ask you though, do you see that this love, albeit something that was old, do you see it being a driving force to help us to get where we should be as Tobagonians?
Well, yeah, I mean, my intention using music or using song is to really motivate Tobagonians so that we can live up to our full potential. I know that there are things in the past. It's not everything you would like to carry from the past into the future, because there are some negative things also. But back in the days, the way we grew up,
the principles,
and the principles that we had growing up, we have lost them, and I would like to motivate people to bring them back, because today's people don't even tell a man, you go past on the road and you know, people not tell a man, that was not a big old thing. So that came from outside, and I have no problem with cultural integration, but I have a problem with cultural colonization. So cultures could come in, but we must still keep our authenticity where culture is concerned. And if you understand what
I understand what you're saying. Yeah. And you know, that is a very important thing, because you know, identity is important.
Of course.
Right. And you know, even if this song, you know, carries an identity that the world needs to see, not just Trinidad, not just the Tobagonians who may not know, but the world needs to see. And my question to you is, do you think that, you know, there are adequate avenues for people like yourself who is wishing, who are the pioneers and the advocates for, you know, positing Tobago's identity? Do you see that there's adequate avenues for that?
Well, I don't know if the powers that be, whether present or past, you know, have ever arranged any kind of arrangement for Tobago creatives in a genuine way. I know that after I make it, people like to come around, you know, so like the Lord Nelsons and the, you know, the Positives and wherever this world, people will come and gravitate to them and associate with them. Everybody is associated with the popularity. But when you're at that embryonic level or that seed level, when you now start to water the thing and you need that kind of support, it's hard to get a support. If you understand what I'm saying,
Right.
yeah, because people just like to associate with popularity. Until you're popular, then they will come around.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. You know, unfortunately, we have to end this.
Already, bro.
Because we just got a emergency interview and just about 5 minutes. But we'll bring you back.
Yeah, we have to come back.
You have to come back,
Yeah.
right? But thank you very much for continue doing that. At this time, we want to go over to Luke to do the interview this morning. So, guys, remember to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Yeah, man.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Lifespan is the affordable critical illness plan you need. Cover expenses up to $1 million. Tattoo Life. Guaranteed protection.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back, viewers. Well, you know, here on Tobago Updates, we are always full of surprises. With the COVID-19 pandemic, we were restricted to basically going outside. Here on set with us to speak about two events, we have Mr. Lyndon Lashley. A special morning to you, and how are you doing?
Hi, good morning to you. Good morning to Tobago and the international listening cast as well.
All right, great. So we have a charity event. Tell us more about that, the charity event that's going on.
Well, the charity event is just a means for us to give back to those who are less fortunate. So I am a part of the community-oriented policing section. So we are here, our mandate more or less is just to be the bridging gap between the TTPS and the public. Everybody know the police is, the bang bang on the door kind of vibes. So when people ask me, what is community policing? I tell them that we are more like the softer side of policing. We are more to come and talk to you, come and reason with you, come and have a better understanding on where you are situationally and try to assist you where those problems may lie.
Understood. This charity event, is it just restricted to probably children alone as a Christmas, or is it for everybody in Tobago who are less fortunate?
Oh, well, the charity event really and truly, which is the black and white event, it's more targeted to the older members of the island, of the country. So what we have a little thing we say in the office is for the people to come and rent a tile. Right, so we have be playing some old school music where it is that people could just come out and, given the younger generation, they had the kind of zest vibes. But we aim for that. We come in to have people come and give you a little ballroom, a little foxtrot, a little, show off your dance skills.
Yes, I think
show off your dance skills.
will love that.
Yes.
Nice. So it's gonna basically be like a fundraiser, and like those things we see on the TV when they come together and they just like you buy a plate, something like that. So
Yes.
you say buy a tile, so
Right?
it's probably like that.
Yeah, more or less by itself. So the entrance fee for this event, which will be held at the Big Dogs Sports Bar Lounge down in Bonaccord. So the admin for this is 6 canned items, 6 food items, like food goods, or 6 toiletries, and that is the entrance fee. So with those items, we are now going to be making hampers to give to those who would have been affected during the pandemic. We know that some of the families, they are not able to better, for choice of the word, making ends meet, more or less.
Understood.
So this is just from us to them, to give them the opportunity to at least have a meal going forward as they get chance to rebuild themselves financially and stuff like that.
That's great. When would this event be? Where? Well, you already told me where, so it's Big Dogs. So when will it be, and how can people register? How can they contact you to really get a part of that event?
This event is on Saturday the 12th, which is Saturday coming, this weekend, and the contact information, they will see the flyers on WhatsApp posts, on Facebook, on Instagram. My contact is there, which is 367-3161. They can call me to get any other further information that they would like to have pertaining to going forward for this event coming Saturday.
Lovely. So viewers and listeners, if you're interested in giving back, you just contact Lyndon to help to make that happen. On to another event now. So I would have heard that's something to do with cosplay. Tell me more about that. What cosplay is about?
So cosplay is just a shortened term of saying costume play. Alright, so costume play is where persons dress up as probably their favorite cartoon character, their favorite movie character, or their favorite anime character, where most cosplay originates from, in the sense of you will see most persons, especially in the US or in the UK, they'll be dressing up as, we see Superman, Spider-Man, anime character, and it's just for them to make, how to say it? Just me as an adult come back as a child.
Right. So
enjoying that moment.
Child,
Yes.
So is it going to be like, well, I know it's not going to be a fundraising event, so it's just probably vibes. We're just coming together and we vibes in, and we're just getting to just, express ourselves in that animated way.
So, yes, and this would be held on Sunday at the same location at Big Dogs Sports Bar Lounge. The admin for that is free. This is just, like you said, it's just for members to come out and just enjoy. So this is done by my company, co-owned, Gren Bago Anime, and we decided that we see in Trinidad having a lot of conventions.
That's correct.
Most persons will be familiar with Alias, Galacticon, Kasaikon International, and they are all based in Trinidad. So for as long as I can remember, I was always saying, boy, I want to have a convention in Tobago. It is my pride and joy to actually bring something like this in Tobago, because ultimately it now opens door in terms of job, in terms of designers, wire benders for Carnival. So coming out of the Carnival season, people could go to them and petition onto them to probably design something for them. If it is, we go on Facebook, you will look for someone by the name of Panterona Cosplay. And when you go to her, she's a local, she's from Trinidad, and you'll see some of her designs and some of the cosplay that she would have done. And she would have gone out to the US and other conventions and would have put out some amazing cosplays.
Understood.
Right, so this is just for members of the public, both young, old, the young at heart, to come out and say, hey, I really like probably say
Power
Batman or Power Rangers. I mean, I myself would have gone to a convention earlier up this year, coming out of the pandemic in Trinidad, and I cosplay as Spider-Man, and I will tell you, coming out of it, at first I was shy because it's the first time I'm doing it. First time I'm dressing up as a character. First time I'm going out and going to this convention, and I just went to get some food with some colleagues, and some kids were passing, and the father, they tried to stop the car and say, hey, my son say, hey, I want a picture of Spider-Man, boy. And I don't know, it just brought a sense of joy and comfort. I mean, we see all the movie stars when they go into their characters to these hospitals to visit these kids, and how they make the kids feel, and that is the energy I want to bring to Tobago. That is the idea, because unfortunately in Tobago, doing cosplay is somewhat taboo.
Yeah, correct.
It's sad, but what we gonna
do?
Right, so it's just to get people interested and comfortable about it, and it's just to get persons just to come out and feel like a child again. It's great that you are bringing that joy, because I know probably during Christmas time, I know in the hospital, those children who probably have cancer, those in the peace, or they enjoy that type of experience. Exactly.
So it's good to know that, you know, they don't have to look in Trinidad to bring over somebody, and we have it right here. So it's excellent. It's really good. It's really good. So those two events you mentioned would have summed it excellent. I know that with Tobago Carnival, it would have revealed to us that Trinidadians really enjoy being here. So I hope for the cosplay, especially the cosplay, I know Trinidadians love that. I hope they book a ticket, they book a boat, and just
I am hoping,
come up here to vibes.
Honestly, I'm hoping. I mean, I would have sent out some my flyers to the persons in Trinidad, the entities in Trinidad, and some of them really are excited about it, and some of them just can't wait to come to actually be a part of this, for even if it's just a one-day event. It's for them, as I said, they see it as bringing joy to kids, because when kids see their characters actually come to life, coming out the screen and come to life, it's like, wow. Yes, so that is the feeling we want to continuously have, not only in ourselves as adults, because I mean, coming out of this 2-year pandemic, a lot of us we have a lot of depression going on right now, and this more or less is a way to say, let us get more relaxed, let us break down the walls that we would have built over the 2 years pandemic, and just have fun.
I like the vibes, man. So Lyndon, I'd like to thank you for joining us today to inform us about those two events. I know our viewers and listeners are probably gonna jump, especially for the charity and more for the cosplay, because the cosplay sounds fun. It sounds really fun.
So before I forget, I must say, for the charity event, I must say thank you to our partnering sponsors. That would be Carib Brewery, Tobago Housing Resorts, and Expose Yourself Print Shop, and I hope I'm pronouncing this correct. Budios Electrical. They would have partnered with us along with some others, just to name a few, and say, hey, this is a great initiative and we want to help as much as we can. So we want to say thank you to those sponsors, and we hope that they come out and, like I say, rent a tile. Show us all the best dance moves.
So I want to thank you again for joining us, viewers. Thank you for joining us today on the Youth Morning Show. I hope you all are taking notes of the events that are happening. So next week we will be outside. I don't know where, but next week we're outside to celebrate World Children Day. So we will be outside celebrating World Children. I wonder if they're coming up in the hospital, because our Pete's wards is packed. You know, I could take some vibes up there. So viewers, thank you for joining us. Do not leave. Stick around. Remember to share the live. We will be going over to Candice Jackson. I think they're gonna be showing some Tobago notes too before Candice Jackson. So stick around. Don't leave yet, and share the live. Thank you so much for joining us.
When I heard about the TADCO initiative, I decided to take a chance and get into it. Well, I feel real privileged, because I can tell you, you're doing broilers, is a lot of money up front you have to put out, right? To get the chickens and then the feed. Because the feed is almost $300 a bag. I decide to take a chance and get into it. Well, I feel real privileged because I can tell you, if you're doing broilers, is a lot of money up front you have to put out, right? To get the chickens and then the feed. Because the feed is almost $300 a bag, right? So I feel very privileged to be part of this initiative. Will benefit in the sense that you have a ready market for the chickens you produce. You don't have to go out there searching for a market. It's a ready market, you know, when you do it, they are receiving it from you.
What we've decided to do is engage poultry contract farming on the island, similar to what is done in Trinidad. So TADCO has reached out to suppliers, major suppliers on the island of Trinidad, who are willing to support the growth and development of the poultry sector on the island. We're going to bring an international standard, which is what is practiced in Trinidad, to this sector here on the island. It would require us expending some funds, yes, but it would also develop entrepreneurship and allow for food security, as I indicated earlier, on the island in respect to the protein source for chicken, and more importantly, how we will be able to sustain ourselves going forward. We're going to structure it in a way that their profitability will be resulted in terms of their project expansion. So if you start off with us, yesterday we started off with 100 birds for the farmers who have given it, but if you start off and you can do 1,000 birds, and next year or the next 18 months you can then expand your project to obtain another 1,000 birds, there's some development in the sector in our minds. TADCO itself has already embarked on a program for learning on how to do pen management, how to ensure the success for the farmers as it relates to when we give them these birds and this feed, they will be provided with all the necessary information to ensure their success.
250,000 chickens per month. Yeah, so you see how much money you're making there, and you have a guaranteed market, TADCO buying back the chickens from you. And we're trying to encourage local chicken, not the foreign chicken, right? We know all the chemicals and all these things, how it impacts women like me, right? So we're trying to encourage the local chicken. So we want to thank you for participating in this initiative.
Welcome to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, your source for current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad and the region. With the perfect conversations to complement your morning routine, I am Candice Jackson, and let's get started with the news in 90 seconds. Minority Leader Kelvin Morris raised questions about the financial health of the THA after receiving complaints from workers about the non-payment of salaries. In a Facebook Live video, Morris claimed that European workers did not receive salaries for several fortnights in some cases, while other public servants received late salaries. The minority leader said the situation is unacceptable, especially in light of the THA spending approximately $15 million to host the Tobago Carnival. He called on the THA to prioritize the social stability of Tobagonians and ensure workers get their salaries on time. In other news, Chief Secretary Farley Augustine said the THA is making invaluable connections at the World Travel Market in London that would otherwise be difficult or costly. Augustine is hoping to position Tobago as the untouched, unspoiled destination in the Caribbean instead of competing with more tourism-developed islands in the region. Already, the THA announced the construction of a new hotel in the Kilgwin Bay area and the opening of Manta Lodge Resort in the coming weeks. Additionally, the THA made headway in talks with airlines to increase airlift to destination Tobago. The Chief Secretary led a 9-member delegation to WTM, including Tourism Secretary Tashia Burris. And nationally, Tutor President Martin Lumpkin warned teachers against intervening in fights between students. This warning comes after a video circulated on social media depicting a principal being tossed around after trying to part a fight at a secondary school. Lumpkin instead called on the Minister of Education to position security officers on school compounds to handle violent situations. He also stated that schools should not be held ransom to students who continue to disrupt schools and engage in violent behavior. And that was the news in 90 seconds. Now, coming off of our lead story this morning, we saw that there are some complaints, and we've been hearing them. We've been hearing them since the previous week, that there are some complaints that public servants throughout the THA have not been receiving their salary payments on time. And URP workers, CPEP workers say that they have not even received salaries for several fortnights in some cases. So to get a little bit of what is going on, to get to the heart of the matter, we had been joined by the Secretary of Community Development and Sport, Youth Development and Sport, none other than Pastor Terence Baines. Good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning, ma'am, and good morning to all the viewers and the faithfuls on whatever platform that have been encouraged to be a part of the Tobago Updates family.
Great. Now we know from your division, you are responsible for CPEP workers, and these are some of those workers that are facing challenges right now, receiving their salaries. What is happening?
Well, that is what has been bantered about, but there's no evidence to substantiate that. As a matter of fact, since last week, while we were at the conference at Shaw Park, at the retreat, I'm sorry, that is when that thing first arose, that there are issues with payment of CPEP workers and so on, and the Chief Secretary did ask in the very meeting, and the administrator was there with me in that meeting, and I asked him right there, and he verified with the officials back at the division that there was no such claim. And I see that it has surfaced again. I saw last evening in another place a report almost saying that that CPEP workers have not been paid and so on. To date, there is no evidence of that. I called the administrator again last night to verify, to see if something happened between last week and then. So we have received no reports as per usual since last week. I think what has happened, there is a kind of culture that is in this space where every effort is made to try to make the officials look culpable with everything. I mean, even if there is an issue with delayed payment of salary or salaries in a particular division, it's not like the officials pay salaries, not the officials don't sign checks, the officials don't do none of those things. What we are facing since we came into office, it seems as if there has been an organized protest by some persons who perhaps have allegiances elsewhere and so on, and so officials do not get the information sometimes in a timely manner where they can say up front, whether it's in the media or to the particular individuals that are affected, that your salaries will be late, whatever. We find out about these things in the media. You understand? We find out about these things after the fact. My own experience, you would remember, there was a CPEP situation on 2 occasions that I was given wrong information by officials in the accounting department, right? And also it embarrassed me, embarrassed the chief secretary as well, because I was giving the information to him and so on, and in his commentary he was saying the same thing, that I gave him the information. And if as a secretary you can't trust the information that you get from the officials that are responsible for those things, something is very, very wrong.
But then it leads to another question as to how do you hold these people accountable?
But that's
if this is the case that's happening, then where is the checks and balances to make sure that the wrong information is not coming out?
I think we took some steps since that to make sure that we don't have those kinds of problems. And we're not saying that something cannot happen. Stuff happens sometimes, but the issue is that the relevant officials should be informed in a timely manner, and so that you can have a conversation. And even if you have to be in the media space, you are there communicating the thing properly, so that everybody can have an appreciation for what has been done. What I keep saying it all the time, Candice, is people are always quick to call the secretary's name.
Yes.
And the secretary have nothing to do with some of those things. And nobody calls the name of the individuals that are culpable. You understand? That's not my, and people like to say, well, you're through the public servant, or you're through the contract with 100, but that's not the issue. That's not the issue. People continue to do these things because they are not held responsible. You understand? Whether privately or publicly. And I'm saying, maybe my decision is this. If you are saddled with a particular responsibility and it is found, because sometimes it's not malicious, all these things are not malicious, so I want to make that point. I don't think that everything that occurs is intended to embarrass, but there are some persons I have discovered, and I'm sure other secretaries can agree, there are some persons that are doing these things on purpose to embarrass the officials. They are doing it on purpose, and they've been doing that for quite some time. With impunity, and there have been no consequences, and so they continue. And if you don't call people's name and put them on the spot and say this particular official is the one responsible for signing the thing and did not sign it, and we have no evidence to say that there was some real good reason for them not doing that, and so on. So until people are held accountable, whether it's through whatever protocols are there, whether it be public service protocols or according to their contracts and so on, they are going to continue. I think persons have not been able to make a differentiation between their loyalties and doing the government's work. You understand? And we have several cases of that. We have several cases of people making the choice as to who they will pay what and when. We have several cases of the disappearance of paperwork and this kind of thing. Just about 3 weeks, maybe a month or so ago, an envelope with documents that was lodged in the Department of HR went missing. And all the officers looked thoroughly. The last officer that saw the document looked thoroughly, and all that it was reported. So I say, call the police. You know, as I say, call the police, the envelopes turn up the next day. You understand? And that is just one example, because there are some persons in the divisions, and I'm making it very clear, not all, there are persons that are very diligent doing their work as they should, but there are some individuals, I don't know, they may not even be in the majority, but there are some individuals that are strategically placed. You understand? What has happened, what it seems there, is that there are persons that are in some of the commanding heights of the divisions across the THA, and they may be of a particular political persuasion, and they may have their allegiance. There is nothing wrong with that. You have a right, you can have your allegiance, but when it comes to the government work, you can't sabotage a whole division and try to embarrass a secretary, because you know how it is that information about non-payments reaches the minority office and reaches the officer, the PNM and all that, for them to come and make a big stink, and the officials themselves know nothing about it. There is a conspiracy afoot by some of the persons that work in these divisions to embarrass the officials, to embarrass the regime, and except we are able to put a handle on that, we're going to have these things happening. This is not to say that there are not legitimate cases where there may be where wages are late and there may be some delinquents. I'm not saying that. I'm not even making any excuse for that. But I'm saying the added to that is some malicious actions to try and embarrass the officials.
Now, what is the relationship between yourself and the administrator in your division? Because we know that, of course, as your role as secretary is a policy maker, you are not in charge of the money. You are there to ensure that there is sufficient money available for things like salaries, etc. But it's the administration's job to ensure that that money does get paid on time and so on.
Well, I am thankful because this is my second administrator since in the last 10 months or so, and we have a very respectful, cordial, and excellent relationship, right? The present administrator is an experienced public servant, and does his work same. You know, there are lots of things, and as some of us as secretaries, we don't know everything about all the run-ins in the public service and the THA and so on. And so, and in some cases, administrators are there to guide us and to help us. Sometimes you want to get something done, but the rules may not give you the latitude to get it done. That kind of thing. So I have been very fortunate in that we have a very, very good working relationship and will continue to have that. I think the problem is that just as administrators and as secretaries, you can't micromanage things. Some you pass on documents to do whatever, and you know, sometimes people push that thing by the side, right? That they make the choice that they're not prioritizing your thing and so on, and administrators sometimes have to leave their office and go and walk the floor, and people who know better, who are paid to do a particular job and are not doing it as they're supposed to, and except they are held accountable, they will continue.
Now, there's also the argument that, you know, even though that there might be that, to use a word like sabotage and so on that might be going on, or that conspiracy that might be going on, you are still being held responsible. It's still your responsibility to ensure that the division is managed properly.
Indeed.
I mean, so then, I mean, is it that you're passing off the blame in this case?
No, of course not. Of course not. Of course not. But what we're saying, but it must be known to the public as well, because you see, there's another side of this thing. People like to say that there are even some public servants make the statement that they don't answer to secretaries. It has some arrogance in this place, right? They don't answer to secretaries, and secretaries can't tell them nothing, and all them kind of things secretaries that to go through, right? The chief secretary made it his business to provide us with information. We had sessions with former head of the public service, Mr. Reginald Dumas, to alert us to the sensitivities of the relationship that should exist between the secretary and the officials, the public servants. And we have been doing our best to walk that line and make sure that we don't mistreat public servants, we're not abusive, we're not trying to give instructions that are contrary to the rules and those kinds of things. We've been doing that. But at the same time, there are some persons who have not been reciprocating same. In other words, their responsibility without being provoked or handled. You know, people have even put reports out in the media that I go down to accounts and cost for my pay and all kind of foolishness people talking. You understand? And I must have went to accounts one time recently just to sort something out that had nothing to do with. So the point is that people peddle different things, all with an attempt to try to embarrass the official and officials. And I'm saying, just as we are trying to be mutually respectful of the responsibilities of the workers, try to create an environment that workers can do their work to the best of their ability. Of course, you being the secretary, you're responsible. I understand. I don't have any problem. People are asking me a question if there's a problem in the division. But what I'm saying, the challenge is we only find out about these things from stuff in the media. We find out like from media reports and so on. So sometimes by the time you get ready to respond, you know, the thing is already in the media space. Plus, there are some consumers who love this kind of bacchanal. It is demand and supply. You know, that is the situation.
And at this point, we're going to also be joined by Dr. Faith B. Israel, who is the acting chief secretary, the deputy chief secretary as well, and she is also the secretary of Health, Wellness, and Social Protection. Good morning and welcome to you, Dr. Faith.
Hi, good morning. So quick correction, still just Deputy Chief Secretary. There is no acting Chief Secretary.
All right, Dr. Faith, so we are in our discussions about what's happening with the payments of salaries. Pastor Terence Baines gave us an idea of what's been happening in his division where CPEP workers are concerned, but we're also hearing about URP workers and other workers throughout various divisions, whether they've not been paid for several fortnights or they've been getting late salaries. What can you tell us about what's been going on?
Certainly, it is very disturbing. It is a sad situation. So let me say that I actually agree with the minority leader when he spoke about the fact that people not getting paid is not a good thing. That is certainly not a good thing. It's not a pleasant place to be. If you worked, you deserve to be paid. Given that, though, what we did within the last couple of days was really do a very deep dive into what is happening in some of these divisions. Because at the policy level, we ensured that several things happened. One, we ensured that the monies were released to make the payments. So I think that is something that needs to be very, very clear. When we just got into office, a couple months ago, we recognized that some of the payments, some of the late payments occurred because there were not releases. There was in essence no money to pay. And we had to go through the process. Now, having learned from those situations, we have made it our business to ensure that even at the beginning of the financial year, when we don't have, the budget is not totally passed yet and we don't have all of that finalized, that we ensure that the releases were made to each of the divisions for at least this first month to ensure that we don't have something like this. Now, one, there is no issue with non-payment of social workers, so that is an incorrect thing. I'm just reading what is on the CG there. We have not had an issue with social workers not getting paid because within the division, we've ensured that that happens. It seems, though, that there is an administrative issue happening at what we call infrastructure, what we call works, where the money is there, the money is sitting there. The processes to get individuals, for example, in URP paid is one that is very clear. It is a lengthy process. It's a process that takes about a week or two when you go through all of the steps. But this is a process that is a recurring decimal. It has to happen every 2 weeks. That is why it is the fortnightly thing. And because the process seems to be stuck at various stages, even though the money is sitting there, they are not getting paid, which is a disappointing situation. And that is one that requires management of human resources to ensure that that is done correctly. And as my colleague Baines said, that management does not necessarily happen from the point of the secretaries. That management has to happen at the HR level. That management has to happen at the accounting level. That management has to happen at the level of the administrator, ensuring that all of the public servants are in fact doing what they need to do. So again, having done that deep dive, we recognize that there are serious issues. There are serious issues with the processes. And those things need to be dealt with from an administrative level to ensure that individuals get paid.
Now, how are we going to be holding these people accountable? Because at the end of the day, it is, like the minority leader said, it is affecting people on a very personal level, you know, in a situation where like financially the economy is not in a good situation, inflation, all these things are affecting people. So then how do we hold these public servants to account for not ensuring that even though the money is there in the bank accounts, that salaries are paid on time?
So let me tell you what happens in the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection. My administrator and I have a very, very good working relationship. And whenever there's a situation where you have to have communication. So if something is actually happening where payment can't happen, and this happened with us a couple months ago where there was an issue with the banking system, that information, we identified what the issue was and we communicated that to the workers very early. Again, that was the administrator ensuring that she did what she needed to do. It also, because there are times that she literally leaves her office and walks down into accounts, and walks down into HR, and walks down by check staff, and walks down and literally walks the floor, ensuring that what needs to be done at every step is done. And also holds the senior the supervisors and the managers and those individuals to account. So it starts from me having conversations with her, she having conversations with me, and then saying, okay, supervisor, this is your responsibility. What are you doing? If there's an issue with staff, did you escalate that we have shortages of staff? Did you escalate that we have an error on the pay sheet, for example? Because if that is not escalated, we will not know that it is happening, and therefore we cannot respond. So it is up to the head of the organization, the head of the administrators, to then ensure that the head of each of the various departments are doing their jobs. And that is what it takes. That's the kind of management. You know, unfortunately, that takes a lot of work, and that actually takes away from what all of these individuals should be doing when they have to do that kind of micromanaging. But if that is what it takes to get it done, that is what needs to be done. And I ask my administrator all the time, who is running the division? Is it you running the division, or is it the accounting person, or is it the HR person? Because if you are running the division, you need to take control of this. And that is what they've been able to do. So I think that is the kind of response that we need to get from some of the other administrators, some of the other administrative staff, to ensure that this works well.
All right, now as we're getting ready to sort of wrap up this conversation, now I just want to get from both of you, Dr. Faith and Pastor Terrence Baines. Now, I mean, what do you want the people of Tobago to know in light of this situation? What is one message that you want them to take home? Because, I mean, we're hearing all the noise, we're hearing especially the agitation from the minority and the PNM about, you know, just making sure that these salaries are paid on time, making sure that, you know, you guys as the heads of the divisions hold these people to account and make sure prioritize the salaries of your workers.
So I would jump in. Actually, I think one of the things we need to do is to ensure that we separate the noise from the reality. Because we've heard in many instances a lot of noise. There's a lot of information that is just absolutely inaccurate. For example, I mean, Pastor Baines is there now, Assemblyman Baines is there now, and according to all of the reports we have, there is no issue with CPEP salaries being paid. So again, ensure that what you are reporting or what you are repeating is actually accurate. Let me just stick another thing into, and this has to do with, again, another report that went completely wild yesterday about the issues with the food cards. When we recognized, everyone was screaming, Farley and Friends, PDP, take away the food card, blah, 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 blah. People were going crazy with this story. Again, because there are food cards within the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection, I called very quickly to say, hey, what's happening? One, are these our food cards? Only to realize that, one, these food cards have nothing to do with the THE. The food cards that were giving the issue are not the food cards that are administered by the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection, and we are having no issue. But people were very quick to run with a story that was not accurate and putting blame where blame needed to not be, simply because they did not take a little bit of time to find out, to separate the noise from the truth. So that is one thing I would actually ask us to do. When there is truth, ensure that we get the information about the truth. You could call me, you could message me, you could WhatsApp, you could, let us get the information so that we can act on it, but also ensure that you are separating the noise and you are separating all of the inaccuracies that's being peddled, because that is not helping anyone. That's not helping anybody at all. And we are really here to ensure that we do good governance. And it's important that we get the accurate information. That accurate information is continually shared.
And I agree. I mean, since my experience back then, I took, well, not I, but we took some steps there at the division to make sure that doesn't occur again also. And we are trying to optimize even the relationship, the working relationships and so on, because we know the people are not perfect. Something may happen and we may have an issue, and once the information comes to us in a timely manner, we will respond accordingly, because we understand we have a responsibility to the public. Also, I want to say very quickly, there is an attempt in all the noise and all the misinformation to make out this THA administration as this uncaring bunch of wicked people, and that is so far from the truth. I mean, the evidence is there as to what we have been doing for the past 10 months or so. We have been doing the best that we can under the circumstances, and we are taking all the steps that we can to make sure that things work as they were designed to work, and that people get the services that they have empowered us so to deliver.
And Dr. Faith, do you agree with the Pastor Terence Bates in the sense that there might be some conspiracy afoot to discredit the PDP administration?
Well, when you hear some of the things that are continually being peddled, I have to ask myself, why are people allowing themselves to be fooled with this kind of thing? Let me give a perfect example. The whole issue with Burna Boy coming. Burna Boy coming is a private entity, private, no, they're Tobagonians. I don't even know the ladies who brought Burna Boy. But we continue to hear all over that THA had something to do with Burna Boy. Continually. When people know for a fact that that is not true, but they keep trying to peddle that kind of misinformation, because if you say things enough times, enough people would believe it, and if enough people believe the falsehoods, then you have an opportunity to jump in and say that you are not, that they are not doing the right thing, and therefore I can do the right thing, which again goes back to this larger idea of, if we just keep speaking untruths, eventually people will believe the untruths. So that is why I'm asking Tobagonians to specifically think critically about the information that you are simply accepting wholesale. We are smart people, We are smart people. We know how to separate the noise from the foolishness. Don't allow the foolishness to seep in, because we know better than that. We know much better than that.
All right. I want to thank you both for joining us. Viewers, you heard it from them, both Dr. Faith and Pastor Terence Bates, that, there is no issue in terms of, from their standpoint, the money is there to pay salaries. However, there's something going wrong where the administrative side of things are concerned, where the public servant side of things are concerned, to ensure that workers do get their salaries on time. And of course, just to clarify, policy makers like Dr. Faith and Pastor Terence Bates, they are not the ones that are writing the checks.
Indeed.
So it comes from the accounts divisions within the accounts departments within the divisions.
And I would like to say that most of the people know their job and are doing their job expeditiously. And we want to make that point. Most of the workers know what they're supposed to do and are doing the job as they should. The thing is that one bad apple will spoil the whole bunch all the time. That is the problem that we have in this space.
All right. And I thank you both for being on with us. Well, viewers, we're going to have to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to get into some more conversations.
Was a while before Christmas, and all through the land, people was putting away house with very little money in hand. They was painting and cleaning and doing the chores, but I went to hunt for deals at American stores. Deals on living and dining room sets, on fridges and stoves, beds and cabinets. On washers and dryers, small appliances cheap. Even TVs and stereos, prices just can't be beat. So let's Christmas together at American stores. After all, what they tell we, anything could be yours.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax, we will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Whole Life helps me secure their future, provides financial protection with added benefits. Whole Life, the affordable financial benefits plan. Tattoo Life, guaranteed protection.
Never ever worry, don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry, if you're nice can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry, what I'm saying is true. So just consider, Tattoo will always be here for you.
Tattoo, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Lifespan is the affordable critical illness plan you need. Cover expenses up to $1 million. Tattoo Life, guaranteed protection.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Now we're switching gears away from politics and we're going to move on to, being able to study abroad. We have a special fair happening today at the Shore Park Cultural Complex, and that's going to be hosted by the Study Abroad Student Services Limited. And to speak to us a little bit about that, we are being joined by two persons, Miss Esther Jones and Mr. B.C. Alaude. I think I got that right.
She did.
Great. All right. So now let's get started with, tell me a little about the organization Study Abroad Student Services. What is this about? And I guess we could start with Miss Esther first.
Yes, sure. Thank you for having me this morning. I appreciate it. And good morning to Tobago. Greetings to everyone. Study Abroad Student Services, we are a team, a group of persons who are very, very passionate about making sure that students get the right fit, making sure that they have the exposure that they should have and deserve to have in terms of making choices towards studying abroad and those career opportunities that would open up to them as a result of the choices that they make. And so we think Tobago is right in the perfect scenario for us to help and to walk students through these opportunities.
Now, Mr. BC, why should students in Tobago consider studying abroad?
For myself, I moved to Canada as an international student about 10 years ago, and over the years I moved from Nigeria, my home country, and I found it to be a very meaningful journey for me. Not only the fact I'm able to connect with folks from diverse nations all over the world, but the opportunity to become a global citizen and have that experiential knowledge of being abroad and being able to interact with folks that you might not have the opportunity to meet if you stayed in your home country. And that has really extended my understanding of the way the world works and also embrace other cultures too.
All right, and then of course SASS is there to support students that are considering studying abroad. Tell me about that services that you guys offer. You mentioned support services. Exactly what kind of support services you guys offer towards students, prospective students wanting to study abroad?
Most of our work is free of charge. We offer calls, consultancy, and help to figure out with students their pathway, their career path, and then based on that it would help them to identify the majors that may really suit them and complement them, and so that's mainly our work. Now on the other side, some persons need additional support, and so if that's a need, we can have a private conversation separately concerning that.
Okay, all right. So like you said, you're going to have a lot of colleges on display this morning.
Yes.
At the Shore Park Complex.
Mm-hmm.
Give me an idea of the times and so on that people can come, especially students can come and get exposed to you know, just some of the services that you guys have to offer?
So from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. today, Monday, I'm sorry,
Wednesday.
not Monday, my gosh, the time is flying, guys, right? Wednesday, the 9th of November. So today, Wednesday, 9th November, we look forward to seeing you there from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're going to have Wilfrid Laurier University, which is in Waterloo, Canada. We're going to have Thompson Rivers University, among others who could not, unfortunately, make it. There were some last-minute issues that came up within the last 24 hours, but they do have materials. One of our colleagues, he's not here this morning. Another, he just got stuck in Trinidad late last night. So we're really excited for those who were able to make it. And we want you guys to come down. We want you to ask your questions. We want you to find out about academic scholarships, athletic scholarship opportunities, the co-ops, the internships, because the beauty of college and university is not just going to school and studying, but also being able to work, right? That's huge.
And now, Mr. BC, now you were a student of Wilfrid Laurier University in Canada. What was that experience like for you?
It was an awesome experience for me, being able to be in a classroom and have to interact with folks from different cultures. And the fact that Laurier's class sizes is a ratio of 25:1, I had that direct, conversations with my professors when I was doing my master's program, and that was very helpful. And it was actually during COVID I was doing my master's at Laurier, and having that balance of remote learning was also really good. And now that we're going back, when we went back into that in-class experience, it was even much better for me to be able to interact directly with my professor. And at Laurier, we've been able to create an experience for students that is not just only in the classroom, but also in outside of the classroom, because that's what makes you an awesome student. You go into the university, you want to have an academic balance, but also want to have experience what the university life is all about. And at Laurier, we provide that balance for students born in and out, and that's why for 4 years in a row, we were nominated as #1 in Canada for student satisfaction.
And what sort of studies, what sort of programs does Laurier offer?
So one of our most popular programs is our business program. We have the largest business co-op program in Canada, and that will provide tremendous opportunity. And the fact that Laurier is located in Waterloo, which is the second largest technological hub in North America, students are able to get opportunities with organizations like Shopify, Google, PepsiCo, that really builds on their resume and their confidence level in terms of gaining meaningful employment afterwards.
And then when it comes to funding, Ms. Esther, that also is a challenge right now within our society. What support services you guys offer to help students, prospective students, access that funding to go abroad and study?
So there are two types of funding. You have institutional funding and non-institutional funding. The institutional funding is usually what persons usually expect directly from the university. That's that side of it. And so we're not involved there. What we will do is help to position the students to earn those scholarships. We'll help you definitely do that. With the non-institutional stuff, we are partnered with a couple of financial institutions as well, where if the student is seeking that type of funding, we can certainly facilitate that.
Great. I mean, that's certainly great news, because, a lot of times people here are discouraged from studying abroad because of that funding. But it's great that you have those avenues available for people. Now, and then what about, in terms of just that psychosocial support for students going out there, because that's also important, adjusting to the culture shock and all those things that students experience when they leave their home to go to another country to study.
Well, I would say in terms of adjusting to a place like Canada, Canada in itself is a melting pot of cultures from all over the world, and it's just a reflection. This is my first time in Trinidad and Tobago, and I was telling my folks yesterday, like, this is a diverse country. Everyone, and that is reflected in the way Canada is, and that social support for students through interaction with folks from different walks of life. The other day I was walking on my street and I was able to participate in a jungle mango ceremony in Canada, and it shows you how diverse the country is. And students should have that confidence that once they move to Canada, they will have a support system in the social setup in Canada as being a multicultural nation itself.
Okay, great. Now, how can people get connected with you guys if they are not able, for some reason or the other, they're not able to make it today?
So, to start with, we have our email address. Persons can reach us via email, studyabroad@1sas.com. Our email address again is studyabroad@1sas.com. And persons can reach us on any of our social media pages, 1sas.com. That's our handle, 1SASS.com. You can reach us on any of our social media handles. And last but not least, they can contact us on WhatsApp, 1-868-345-4846.
And then certainly, of course, today you're at Shore Park. Just very quickly, could you give us an idea of some of the schools that will be on display at Shore Park today?
Absolutely. So we have Wilfrid Laurier, we have Thompson Rivers University, and us Study Abroad Student Services will expose students to many of the other universities in our portfolio who we are authorized representatives for. So some of those universities are from Dubai and the United Kingdom and the United States. So those are some of the universities. When they ask questions, we'll be able to sort of answer and give some general answers and lead them in terms of just guiding them with those main questions. Europe, Germany, Denmark, yes, those are some of our partners as well. So it'll be a very exciting day. It's going to be very exciting. You guys come on down. You're welcome to come down. We want to see you, and it's going to be amazing.
Great. So from 9 a.m. this morning until what time?
From 10 a.m.
From 10 a.m., sorry.
It's good. To 1 p.m.
10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So students, this is not an opportunity that you want to miss. I mean, I personally have benefited from just being able to study abroad, like Mr. BC stated, just that exposure that you get there, you can't get that home. And there's something to be said about just getting out of your comfort zone and just getting to know people from other cultures. It really does broaden your mind and just opens you up to a whole lot of different things. And then you realize the little bubble that you're in here in Tobago. The world is way bigger than just Tobago. And then those things, you can bring that back home just to make Tobago a better place.
Very true.
So thank you so much for being on with us. And if you want to have more conversations with them, visit Shore Park from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and have all your questions answered.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, well, viewers, so that's how we have to end our program this morning. It was a pleasure being with you all. Have a wonderful, safe, and productive day, and we'll see you again tomorrow at 7 a.m.
Hey. Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denicia. Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor. To wake up and hail my neighbor. 60,000 people strong.